Hey guys, this is Substitute Topher filling in for TheTopher today, once again in beautiful Southern California, and today we're driving the 2022 ALPINA B8 Grand Coupe, and I'm so excited because that ALPINA XB7 we were driving earlier this year made such a lasting mark on me. I emerged from the experience thinking that may well be the best SUV I've ever driven, and I'm hoping that I get that same sort of impression from this ALPINA B8 Grand Coupe. I don't know, there's just something so special about ALPINAs and just the way that they craft their cars and the way that they make them. And I just love the style and the heritage behind it. And let's get out and take a look at this thing and see what it looks like on the outside. We are, of course, rocking these massive multi-spoke wheels that are just sort of the ALPINA way. It is their signature wheel design, and I love to see it here on this new B8 Grand Coupe. We've got a nice ALPINA script here in the front bumper. This car is just absolutely stunning. I mean, seriously beautiful. I like how ALPINAs are sort of, they fly under the radar. They're not super look at me cars, you know, granted the wheels are a little bit showy, but otherwise they're pretty modest. You know, there's not really anything on this car that's super telling that it's a $150,000 sedan, other than the fact that it just looks very classy and, you know, luxurious. We've got our ALPINA badging here on the back. Of course, we still have our BMW roundel there on the trunk and on the front. Otherwise though, ALPINA center caps, ALPINA on the steering wheel, ALPINA script here on the back, ALPINA B8, quad exhausts, cool little diffuser down here as well. Gotta love those 21-inch wheels. Step into the back seat here. Emerged into some luxury. It's a little bit hard to get in and out of, you know, when you're getting into the back seat. But that's okay. We've got two USB-C ports back here, as well as our own climate control and heated rear seats. They're not cooled though, so don't have full lux, I guess. Ooh, this is nice. Look at that. We've got our own little center console back here. And of course, that's an interesting design. Cup holders that pop up. I love the design of the seats back here, how it's sort of contoured just to one person. It's not like a big bench back here that's just like flat and nothing. Taking a look up front here, this is where all the action is. This is the driver's compartment. So beautiful. We of course have this crystal shifter here. And well, let's go ahead and sit up front and I'll give you a little bit better of a tour. Oh. Frameless doors as well, if you didn't notice. It is the 8 Series way. Pretty sweet. ALPINA here on the door sill as well, and I think it lights up. Yep, it does. It does indeed light up. This car is very low to the ground. I will say that. Certainly not as easy to get in and out of as the XB7, but that's okay. This is a car, more of a sporty feel here. As far as interior goes, it's very much 8 Series. Like I said earlier, ALPINA badge on the steering wheel. We've got our crystal shift knob. We've got our little plaque here, BMW ALPINA B8. And then we've got, which I think is really cool, an ALPINA logo on our iDrive little controller here, which is pretty sweet to see. And being that this is an ALPINA, we've got our green stitching here on the steering wheel, our blue stitching on top, and we have shift buttons on the steering wheel instead of paddles. ALPINA never gives you paddles. They give you little buttons on the back of the steering wheel instead of big, bulky, non-luxurious paddles. So what more could you ask for? Everything in here is leather. Leather, 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 except the headliner, because that is Alcantara. So even better than leather, in my opinion. And the Alcantara is on a surface that's not going to wear out. So it's just nice every once in a while you can pet the headliner, make your passengers uncomfortable, anything like that. Surprisingly, I don't think we have gesture control in this car, unless it's like deactivated or something. I don't know. But that's okay, because gesture control is sometimes very irritating. But anyways, enough of all that. We've got a canyon road right here to our left. This is going to be pretty much real first impressions. I drove it a few miles here, so I've got somewhat of an idea of how the car drives. But as far as the handling department goes, that'll be a first impressions for me on this ALPINA B8. So let's go ahead and take this thing out. Got to be careful here going over this. this thing is really just settled down, you know, when you drive it like it's a normal car. That's really the purpose of Alpinas. You can get in it, drive it every day. It's so comfortable. It's so just squishy and plush and just very lovely to drive. And to me, they're just the essence of luxury. I mean, these cars just drive so smoothly when you're not on them. ALPINA has motorsport heritage, and that is shown in the cars as well. This is not just an over luxurious 8 Series. It's also quite a monster. It's packing BMW's iconic turbocharged 4.4 liter V8, but this one is tuned up to 612 horsepower and 590 foot-pounds of torque. So when you put your foot down, it's got quite a lot of get up. But the cool thing about Alpinas is they do it smoothly. I don't get jerked around by this car in any way. It's so smooth in everything that it does. And you know, that was the same in the XB7, and the XB7 was cool because it's an SUV. It's lifted up so high in the air that when you got on it, the front end would lift up like a drag car doing a wheelie. This car doesn't exactly do that. It's a little bit more planted than that XB7. But let's see if we can bring out the sort of sporty side of this ALPINA. So let's stick it over into manual mode. Use our little buttons here on the back of the steering wheel. Let's also go ahead and put it into Sport Plus mode. Whew. So that's the only time you're going to get any sort of a jerky gear shift out of this ALPINA is when you're in Sport Plus mode. Oh my gosh. To me, this car is really just the best of both worlds, and I think that a lot of modern M drivers, people that drive M8s, M5s, M3s, whatever, I think they'd all be a lot happier with Alpinas because it's such a comfortable ride. It's more luxurious inside. It's a smoother power delivery. They're not so crashy. I think that a lot of American buyers, if they gave ALPINA a chance, they would like them quite a bit more than their M cars. You know, doctors, dentists, lawyers, they would all love ALPINAs more than their M cars. New M cars are just so savage and so just ridiculous and snappy and sometimes unpredictable. This ALPINA's a nice breath of fresh air into just smooth as silk, acceleration, top end speed, Autobahn cruising. You could drive this thing at 180 miles an hour down the Autobahn all day and it would be fine. And that is what this car is built for. Go back into drive here. Oh, okay, that's fast. I like how when you put it in Sport Plus mode, your rev counter turns green, as opposed to when you're in comfort mode, it is just blue. So that's pretty cool. You also get the green there on your fuel gauge and on your temp gauge. All right, I think it's time to try out some launch control on this thing. Put it into sport mode, put your traction control into sport. Left foot hard on the brake, right foot hard on the accelerator, launch control active. Okay, that is brutal. I don't know the exact figure, but that has got to be a sub 3 second 0 to 60. If I had to guess, I'd say something like 2.9, 2.8. That is just ludicrously fast. What's great about this car too is it's really not intimidating to drive. You know, you can get in this thing and you're not like, oh, I'm scared to drive it around town. I'm scared to drive it up here on this. What if I crash? It's really not intimidating. You know, it's confidence inspiring. It's comfortable. It's easy to drive. You've got all-wheel drive. You know, you've got all kinds of driver aids to help keep you in line. The smoothness really helps. It is really just great. Now, this car does cost $150,000, and that's quite a bit of money, yes. But you got to think about the kind of people that they're aiming for. Like I said earlier, doctors, dentists, lawyers, people that probably shouldn't be driving M8 competitions. They should be driving ALPINA B8s. And for around about the same money, they can. And that is what this car is for. This car is the answer to that. And I'm hoping that some doctors, dentists, and lawyers are watching this video, because I'm telling you right now, get rid of your M8 competition. go buy an ALPINA B8 because you're gonna like it so much better. I think if I was personally gonna buy one, I'm not even a dentist or anything. If I was gonna buy an 8 Series, I'd have an ALPINA because that's the proper way to do an 8 Series. It's its own special thing. You're not just blending in with all of the other M850i's, M8s, M8 competitions. I suppose I haven't really noticed, but we've just been kind of doing some chill driving here these last 5-10 miles. And the car is just comfortable. I'm in Sport Plus mode. I'm not even in Comfort. Let's go back into Comfort here. Turn our traction back on. And it's just the perfect 1,000-mile Grand Touring Express, this car is. All right, we're gonna pull off up here, do one last little walk around, and then say our goodbyes to this brilliant, brilliant car. All right, everyone. That is going to wrap up our drive here of the V8. As this drive has come to an end, and if you've stuck around for this long, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate each and every one of you that stuck around and watched this video. This has been Substitute Topher filling in for the Topher today, and we will see you very soon in the next video.